Thanks very much for joining us today, Mr. Farage at MSN News. Here's a selection of some questions from our readers and ourselves. What's your target for the next general election? Do you think you can become Prime Minister? And if so, what would your priorities be in a first term?
Oh, so a nice easy one to start then, thank you. Look, before we get to a general election, firstly, we've got county council elections this year in a very large part of England, not Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, but England. It is my intention that Ukip will fight those elections on a much bigger scale than ever before, and we've got to start winning. If, as the Lib Dems proved in the 80s and 90s, you can build up a base by targeting sensibly at district and county council level, then the perception in a constituency becomes, you know what, these guys have got half a chance. And if that's what people think, then it may become true. So, I really can't ask me that question after the Euro elections. Let's see how we've done in local government elections. Let's see how well we've done in the Euro elections. But clearly, it is my ambition for us to establish that bridgehead into Westminster in 2015. Does that mean realistically that I can become Prime Minister in 2015? No, it's not going to happen. Even to my most ardent supporters, it isn't going to happen. It took the Labour Party 20 years of parliamentary representation from Keir Hardie onwards and a great war and 1 million deaths to become the biggest party in the House of Commons. These things take time. But I tell you what, if the Liberal Democrats could become big enough to be needed to form a coalition, it is not completely beyond the realms of possibility that if UKIP won enough seats, somebody may need them to form a coalition. And if we got into that position, what would our priority be? Oh, that's not too hard, is it? Mm-hmm. We want a full, free and a fair referendum in this country so that the British people can decide their own future. Because frankly, if you look at British government now, on virtually everything from employment regulations to benefits for people from Eastern Europe to votes for prisoners, you see a British government that frankly is impotent. So priority number one, get back control of this country. And priority number two is then let's get government off the backs of businesses and people in this country.
David Cameron says there are some pretty odd people in UKIP. What do you say to that charge?
Well, compared to him and Miliband and Clegg, I mean, hands up, I'm odd. Very odd. Do you realise I actually had a job once? No, honestly. Really. I went out and earned a living. And then for 9 years, I ran my own company. And I employed people. I've lived and breathed and worked in the real world. Unlike those three, who were a bunch of college kids, who went straight from Oxbridge into research offices and frankly, have not really done a day's work in their lives. But I'm also odd because I'm in politics out of conviction. I'm not in politics because my driving motivation is to get the keys of the door to number 10. I got into politics because I felt our political class was taking our country in the wrong direction, and I've come into this game and I fight like a terrier for what I believe in. I'm not hidebound by political correctness. I frankly couldn't care less what people think of me. If that makes me odd, if not lying and cheating and hiding my true feelings, if all of that makes me odd, guilty.
We asked our readers what they wanted to ask you. Quite a lot of questions on Facebook page were about immigration. Mm-hmm. Do you think that Britain is full, and should immigrants be barred from claiming benefits until they have a job, for example?
Well, I think what's happened in the last 10 to 15 years is outrageous, and those census figures even shock me. I've been going around saying 3 million people have come in the last decade. The census comes out, no, I was wrong. It's 4 million. And if you add the illegals, it's probably nearer 5 million. So these are astonishing figures. I would say that we have reached our level of absorption in the short term, certainly in terms of mass immigration, and I really do believe that has to stop. That is not to say that I don't want skilled people to come to this country, because I do. I want the best skilled people from all over the world to want to come here and to work here. And I hope to earn lots of money and to pay loads of tax. But we've got to draw a distinction between the right to come and live somewhere and settle somewhere and be entitled to the health system and everything else, and the ability to come and work somewhere on a work permit system. And that's, what UKIP want. We want work permits, but not open-door mass immigration. And we've got to say that nobody is entitled to benefits in this country until they've been here for 5 years and obeyed the law.
About sugary cereals as well, what's your view on the debate around this?
Please. Well, I'm actually now going to start stocking up on sugar puffs. I've got the light bulb store in one cupboard because the EU, I mean, as I'm getting older, I can't see as well. So with these modern eco light bulbs, I can't read, I can't see anything, so I've stocked up. Whether it's illegal or not, I have no idea. So the other cupboard now is going to be filled with sugar puffs. Government, go away! We can make our own minds up.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Farage.
Thank you.